What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics so you don't drown too. I'm just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. I hope you guys are all having a good one. I said I was gonna push out this video. I'm gonna do another video when I come back from the gym, but I'm gonna get this one out, edit it. You'll probably see it tonight, and then there'll be another video coming out. So, there's two videos coming out. I really need to index these things from now on. Like just like how we have the playlist Don't Save Her or It's Okay to Walk Away, respectively, for men and women. There needs to be probably a playlist for these predators in these schools preying on these young children. I think it's something I think it's something I want to do. I think it's something I need to do. I think it's something I need to do. Let me minimize all of this. Bam. All right, so let's get it. Teacher with 8 week old baby pleads guilty to having sex with her student. 15. Maybe we could have one last rendezvous before school goes back. I'll bring my toy, the teacher wrote in one message to the boy. A high school teacher in Australia repeatedly had sex with a 15-year-old student after trying to persuade him to lie to the cops. She confessed Thursday, 8 weeks after giving birth. That's crazy. That's crazy. Carly Rae, 37, appeared in court last week with her newborn in tow to plead guilty to multiple child sex crimes, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation reported. It is not clear who the baby's father is, so single mother? Single mother? Okay. And the reason why I'm pointing out also single mothers because one of the things you'll have people try to do and dunk on them. And again, I listen, my hands are rated E for everyone. Carly Rae, Australia, more than likely a white woman, right? Single mother. I guarantee you this woman's not unattractive, and I know she's not unattractive because I've already seen the pictures. Because it's what I do. It's what I do. My brain automatically, looks at pictures to show you guys, but also just to make sure that I can verify exactly what it is when it comes down to a lot of these women who are doing these things. Right? Anyway, it is not clear who the baby's father is. Speaking softly, Rae said she had sex with the underage boy in October 2024, the same month she was arrested for her crimes, in various locations in the city of Newcastle, New South Wales, where she worked. This is not an unattractive woman here. 37, she's already listen, excuse my French. She's already getting dick down, letting people bust their go-gurt all up inside them walls. Already has a kid, and unless the kid is this 16-year-old's that's in her school. But again, I don't get it, right? Because again, a lot of these women live on easy street. If she wanted to be in a relationship, she would just have to put in just the minimal amount of work and she would get picked up. Even at 37, this woman would get picked up. She has a wide range of options, but she chooses to prey on these young boys. And the thing again is, as I've said before, you would be shocked if women were actually honest about their attraction to young males. As far as they're concerned, you should have already have seen a red flag where it's not just Asian Korean girls that go crazy over these boy band guys who look like girls because they cute. That's all it is. They want a toy to play with. It's also all of our women. Women like, man, like I said, I've already said it multiple times in different videos. The experiences I've had where I've, basically pinpointed multiple girls who sat there and like dry snitched on themselves when it came down to younger dudes that they know damn well is not their age. And don't get me wrong, they weren't like in their fucking 40s or, whatever like this, but it is much more common for these girls to go after these young boys because they feel like as though they can mold them. They already try to mold guys their age. Why would they not go through the path of least resistance? They don't want to work for shit. You think that they want to deal with a guy who's going to sit there and tell them and call them on their bullshit and their mind games? No, they'll go after a young guy who hasn't been touched by the fucking patriarchy that they can mold into their own play toy. Of course. Anyway, let's continue. Not an ugly woman at all, and that's crazy. It's not crazy, but you get what I'm saying. The teacher groomed her victim partly through flirtatious messages she exchanged with him on Snapchat and Instagram. The jury was told, and that's the reason why I stay off of both of those platforms. There's nothing for me there. Even if I was super attractive and still in shape, I would not use those platforms for shit. I use that platform because a girl told me that's the only way for me to contact her or whatever like that, and I used it for a little bit, and all I saw was it's literally porn on there. That's pretty much what it is, and it's no good for any male of any age to be on those sites. So I can only imagine how disenfranchising it is for regular ass girls looking at those fucking those pages. The teacher, okay, so maybe we could have one last rendezvous before school goes back. I'll bring my toy. Ray wrote in a message to the boy, according to the outlet. She also said at one point that it was too tempting to contact the student on Snapchat, apologizing for removing him from her contacts on the app. It's my fault. I take full responsibility. Do what you want, need, Ray wrote in response to the message from the teenager asking if they could remove each other from Snapchat. Then, while out on bail, she phoned her victim multiple times to try to get him to lie in court and was subsequently arrested again in June. What the fuck was she arrested for in June? A former NSW high school teacher was thrown behind bars for allegedly abusing a student has been granted bail. Carly Ray was accused of sexually grooming. Okay, so this is all the stuff. What was she arrested for again? Initially granted bail, Ray was placed back in remand in January after allegedly calling the teenage boy 5 times over 2.5 hours trying to get him to change his story. Yeah, she know what she doing. She know what she doing. Again, this is the crazy thing, right? Because if the roles were flipped, let's say, because you have these guys who, don't get me wrong, and this has happened to a lot of us, and this is it's scary, right? You talking to some chick and you find out she's 17, 16 type shit, and you like 19, 20, 21, 22 or some shit. A lot of these girls be developing way too fast in places they don't belong in, and fucking clubs and bars and shit like this. They purposely put on makeup, do grown shit in their eyes, be at these parties, and will willingly lie to dudes and catch and get them caught up. And but here's the thing: if it's a guy who falls for some bullshit like that, your shit is over, right? All of the hives are coming after you. Everybody's attacking you. All of this shit because you was lied on. It's scary. It's very, very scary. It's very scary. All right. In the course of those calls, it's alleged she sought to persuade the complainant to give a false version of events. Justice Heyman Dejani, who the fuck, said in Ray, that's a crazy ass name to be in Australia, said in Ray's bail hearing in June, as reported by 7 News. The teenager had also, I'm sorry, the teenager had told his mother about the calls, while his cousin, who had seen social media exchanges between the pair, also alerted his parents. Ray was granted bail again in June because she was pregnant. The disgraced teacher, who was due to face trial in August 2026 after initially pleading not guilty to all charges, will be sentenced in March. She switched her plea deal to guilty as her lawyer Mark Ramsland noted she had an 8-week-old baby with her in court and asked for her court case to be dealt with as a priority, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation reported. Ray claimed to have been unaware that the boy was underage, despite the fact that he was a student at her school. Cause she knows she. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. You really think she didn't know? See, that's some shit that a guy would end up doing because a guy doesn't look at the doesn't look at the small details. He looks at a bigger picture of a lot of shit. So he'll accidentally because he's a guy. But a women can get away with being stalkers, dog. You think she wasn't checking? If a woman has access to information that would be seen on the other side of the foot as wrong and evasive and not cute and red flags, they would use it. They would absolutely use it. I learned at an early age. There was a girl that I was messing with. She was a gypsy named Lucia. Shorty told me straight up. I forgot what it was, but she liked me. I liked her. Some bullshit happened, and we would dangerously flirt with each other. I call it dangerously flirting. And I remember one day she was like, she said she knows where I live, and I was like, how do you know where I live? And it's because she worked with the schools and had the papers when it came down to like student information, and she looked that shit up. You know what I'm saying? So you think a woman who can get access as a teacher to this student, she knew how old he was. She knew how old he was through Instagram. She knew how old he was through Instagram. She knew how old he was through the school. Stop it. She lost her job and was ordered by the judge not to be alone with any person under 16. Ray pleaded guilty to sexually abusing a teenage boy, possessing child abuse material, grooming a child for unlawful sexual activity, and committed an act with the intention of perverting the course of justice, ABC reported. Like I said, she knew what she doing. She not stupid. A lot of these girls aren't stupid. The thing is, it's accountability. And and a lot of women, if they can get away with some bullshit, you don't think that they're gonna run game? They're gonna run game. They're gonna run game. Again, it is not to sit there and say that men are innocent. You got some fucking slime ball ass men out there, but it is alarming that every single time I look for a subject to bring to you guys, there's not one, not two, but three stories, fresh stories of these fucking female predators getting us out of the most vulnerable positions and preying on these young souls. It is bad. It is very bad. Now, don't get me wrong, at some point we gotta sit there and we gotta say to stop listening to the fucking idiots, because of course they're gonna be some idiot. Oh, I wish I was that young and that was happening. Yeah, you're degenerate. You're a degenerate. We gotta stop listening to degenerates. We gotta stop listening to these people. Man, you know what? We got more videos of this coming out. I'll get it out later. I don't want this video to be long. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. The fuck they take these pictures on a Nokia phone?